For decades, we've all seen them in the movies, right? These helpful humanoid robots just living alongside us. It's always felt like this far-off, distant future. But what if I told you that future might be knocking on our doors a lot sooner than we think? Today, we're going to dive into a robot that's not designed for some factory, but for your living room. A machine that could quite literally change everything.
So just picture this for a second. A robot that doesn't just shuffle around, but can walk with a natural human gait. A robot that can squat down to pick up toys, plop down in a chair next to you, and maybe even help you fold the laundry. I know, it sounds like pure science fiction, but this is the promise of a very, very real machine.
And this machine has a name, Neo. It comes from the Norwegian-US startup 1X Technologies, and Neo is being built from the ground up to be more than just a piece of hardware. The whole idea is for it to be an assistant, a helper, and who knows, maybe even your future roommate.
And this, right here, is what makes it so different. Look, we've seen plenty of impressive robots, but they're almost always built for the superstructured, predictable world of a factory or a lab. Neo's whole design philosophy is home first. It's being built to handle the chaotic, messy, and totally unpredictable environment that we all live in.
So what actually makes a robot like this tick? How could it possibly move and think and, most importantly, operate safely around people and pets? Well, let's pop the hood and take a look at the really smart tech that's powering Neo.
Okay, let's look at some of the specs, because they're actually tailored for a home. At about 66 pounds, it's pretty lightweight. But the number that really jumps out at me is the noise level, 22 decibels. To put that in perspective, that's quieter than a whisper, quieter than a library. This is a machine literally designed not to get on your nerves.
And here is where we see a huge leap forward. Neo's AI brain, they call it Redwood, runs on a computer that's right inside the robot itself. Now, why does that matter so much? Well, two massive reasons: speed and privacy. There's zero lag waiting for commands from some server farm halfway across the country, and all your sensitive household data stays right there, inside your home. It literally thinks for itself, right in the moment.
Of course, if you're going to have a robot cruising around your family, safety is, well, it's everything. And 1X has been laser-focused on this. Its body is made of soft materials to cushion any accidental bumps, and its motion is tendon-driven, which basically means its movements are way smoother and less jerky than a typical industrial robot. That makes it a whole lot safer to be around.
So when you put all these pieces together, the home-first design, the onboard AI, that intense focus on safety, you start to realize this is something genuinely new. Let's dig into how Neo stacks up in the fast-growing world of humanoid robotics.
In this comparison chart, it just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have these incredible machines like Tesla's Optimus, which are being built to master repetitive tasks in a totally controlled factory. But on the other side, you've got Neo, designed for the chaos of domestic life, helping with unpredictable tasks in a house that's always changing. They're solving two completely different problems.
Yeah, and this quote really just hits the nail on the head. By deliberately aiming for the home, 1X isn't just trying to build another robot. They're trying to create a whole new category of consumer electronics. It's a really bold move, and it's what makes them stand out from the crowd.
Okay, so this all sounds incredibly promising, right? But what's the actual path for getting Neo from a lab to your front door? Let's get into the practical stuff. We're talking timeline, cost, and the very real challenges that are still ahead. The company has a pretty clear, phased plan here. Next year, in 2025, they're going to start large-scale testing in hundreds, maybe thousands of homes to get that crucial real-world feedback. If that all goes to plan, the first units will start shipping in the US in 2026, and then a global rollout is set to follow.
And here it is, the number everyone wants to know. The reported price tag is around $20,000. Now that's a serious investment. We're talking the price of a new car here, which will definitely be a barrier for a lot of people at first.
But there's another way. 1X is also planning to offer a subscription model for about $499 a month. Now, that can make the tech a whole lot more accessible. You're treating it more like a service you pay for monthly, not a massive one-time purchase.
But let's be real for a second. The road ahead is absolutely filled with huge challenges. Can they prove it's 100% safe and earn our trust? Can they get that cost down for the rest of us? And can it do enough chores to actually be useful? Not to mention the huge issues of data privacy and the insane challenge of actually manufacturing millions of these things.
Now, getting over those hurdles is going to be tough, no question. But if 1X can actually pull this off, the impact could be, well, profound. This isn't just about a cool new gadget. It's about a fundamental shift in how we relate to technology.
Because here's what it all really boils down to. The conversation is changing. For the first time, the main buzz around advanced humanoid robots isn't about the factory floor, it's about the family room. Neo is a real, tangible step toward that future where robots are just a normal part of our daily lives at home.
And the long-term ripple effects are just staggering to think about. This could totally reshape how we think about chores and household labor. It could revolutionize elder care, giving people more independence for longer. And it's basically creating a whole new product category where AI, robotics, and consumer tech all come together.
You know, we've all gotten used to smart speakers, smart lights, smart thermostats, but Neo is asking a much, much bigger question. Are we on the verge of an era where our homes don't just have smart devices, but truly smart physical helpers? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, that journey has officially begun.